This October, Rey Network presents a new vision of an age-old contest, measured by courage, decided, come with me, by combat. Lucha Underground premieres Wednesday, October 29th at 8 p.m. only on the new Rey Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Pro Wrestling Experience on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Heard the clip right there. It's the debut of a new wrestling show, Lucha Underground, on the Rey Network. Tonight, it's going to be a fun time. Always cool to see a new wrestling show come on the airwaves. We are going to be talking to the co-executive producer of Lucha Underground. It's the one and only Christopher DeJoseph. Chris, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Experience, and how are you doing today?
I'm great, Josh. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I've been really excited for this project to start coming out with the shows. I've seen the trailer. I love it. I love the production value of it. Tell us a little bit about this project, where it started, and what is the purpose with Lucha Underground?
Well, where it started, I think it really started from, Robert Rodriguez and Mark Burnett wanting to bring Lucha Libre to the United States and to second, third generation Latinos in America, and really to the melting pot that is the USA. To show that new, to show that Lucha Libre style and flash to wrestling fans, not only wrestling fans, but to the entire country, and show them this different take on professional wrestling.
For those who don't know the styles of Aztec or Mexican wrestling, what importance does Mexican style of professional wrestling have as opposed to Japanese or the British style of wrestling?
Well, as far as the Mexican style of wrestling, Lucha Libre itself, it's high-flying, it's colorful, it's beautiful, it's art. Mm-hmm. And it's an amazing spectacle to get to watch up close and personal. These guys will take high-risk maneuvers. They will risk their lives, risk their bodies, and risk anything to get the 1, 2, 3 and fight. And really, what it comes down to for Lucha Libre is that they can trace this back hundreds of years in Mexico, and it's part of the culture. And I think that's really the important thing to hit on is that this is a cultural phenomenon. This isn't just something that just a TV show that flies by night. This is an important thing in people's lives, and it's a beautiful sport, and it's a beautiful art.
Don't forget, folks, tonight is the debut of Lucha Underground, which is on the new Rey Network. It's going to be a fun show to watch. We got Chris DeJoseph here on the Pro Wrestling Experience, which is live every Wednesdays, 10 to 1 here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Chris, when fans see the show tonight, what do you want them to take away from the show?
I want them to take away the fact that they just watched something different, that they watched something that they haven't seen before, as far as wrestling. And maybe that their entire perception of what professional wrestling or even Lucha Libre has changed. Lucha Underground is gritty. It's dirty. It's rough. It's tough. It's exciting. I think that's what I'm hoping the fans get the most of, and I also hope that they get a feeling of, wow, I want to see what happens next, because there are some amazing stories that are being told, and they will be continued to be told throughout this first season of Lucha Underground. So they're going to want to stay tuned. There's a lot of cool things that are going to be happening.
With any great wrestling promotion, there's always a good broadcasting team. And with tonight, we got Matt Striker and Vampiro. Chris, based on your experience with Matt and also your knowledge of Vampiro's career, how excited are you for having those two being the commentary team for Lucha Underground?
Well, I'm very excited. As long as Matt and I have a long history. I worked with him in the independent wrestling even before we worked together in the WWE. I've always been a fan of Vampiro and his character and everything he's brought to the world of Lucha Libre. And I mean, this show, above all, it's exciting. It's a drama, but there is amazing wrestling, and I think who better to tell you about wrestling than a teacher. And Matt Striker is an expert on wrestling. He's probably one of the smartest wrestling fans I've ever come across in my entire life. And as far as Vampiro, man, he's different. He's crazy. He's out there. You never know what he's going to say. And I will tell you this: Vampiro's going to be honest, and it's pretty cool to see his take finally in the broadcast booth. That's something different, and that's something that really hasn't been done before.
Now, we got, of course, a lot of cool talents that are on the roster. For those who don't know, John Morrison is now known as Johnny Mundo on the show. Ezekiel Jackson, former NXT diva Maxine. Chavo Guerrero is going to be on the show. We know those talents. How about you tell us a little about Prince Puma? Pretty interesting character. And tell us a little bit more about him.
Well, I mean, Prince Puma he's the future of professional wrestling. He's the future of this business. He's a modern day athlete. As opposed to the big lumbering 300-pounders in the ring, Prince Puma, like I said, he's a future athlete. He's sleek, he's fast, he's quick, he's agile, he's acrobatic. This guy can do things that I've never seen before. And when I saw him, I immediately was stunned, and I was happy that he was a part of Lucha Underground.
Yeah, absolutely. And Konnan, I haven't seen him on TV in a while. I've seen a lot of his stuff on the network. Big fan of his. He's playing a little bit more of a advocate and a motivator. Tell us, how did Konnan get started with this project, and what can we expect from him on the show?
Well, I think Konnan has been involved in this project from the very beginning, in the inception of this. As you know, AAA has some involvement in this project, and Konnan, he just has an eye for talent. Probably better than most people I've ever come across in my career in professional wrestling. And, Konnan has gone out and found some of the best, including Prince Puma. And he's going to continue to seek out talent and bring the best people in the world to come compete in Lucha Underground. But besides just that, Konnan as a character, as a talker, as a mouthpiece, and even as a wrestling mind behind the scenes, has been really awesome to have around. Somebody with that much experience in this business to be a part of this project and be so behind it and so passionate about it. I mean, that really helped, and he really gets this thing going, and his character on the show is definitely controversial and cool.
We got the co-executive producer of Lucha Underground, Chris DeJoseph, live here in the Pro Wrestling Experience on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I am Josh Lopez. Make sure to check out the show tonight, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next question here, more on the production side. What about the production for this show is making Lucha Underground different as opposed from the other productions that you've seen from WCW or even WWE?
Well, I'll tell you, this isn't your grandma's wrestling show, or even your great-grandma's wrestling show. My great-grandma actually watched wrestling. It kind of got me into it. But this show is so different. It's shot so beautifully. The colors are so cool. I mean, this has a Robert Rodriguez feel to it. It's almost like a movie that you're watching. As opposed to your big live event in a pretty arena, like in the Staples Center, and we're in a dirty, grungy warehouse in Boyle Heights, in a real neighborhood in Los Angeles, with real people from that neighborhood coming to watch. And I think that's what kind of separates us and makes us different. We're not going to take breaks during matches. I mean, at least if we don't have an option to do that. But for the most part, we're going to show the fans all of that action from start to finish. We're not going to just take a break in the middle of a main event. And I think people will notice that our focus is on great storytelling and great wrestling. And I think that people are going to see it. They're going to be blown away. The style, the athleticism, and the risk-taking and the daredevils that we have in the show are going to set us apart.
So what does incorporating mythology into characters' identities as well as storylines add to the Lucha Underground experience?
Well, I think that is definitely a major part of the experience. It's great storytelling, first of all, and I think it helps the audience. Connect with the product and connect with the characters. Some of these characters have bloodlines that trace back, centuries, and some don't. And there's this kind of mix and match of mythology and mysticism and modern day, kind of all clashing together in one place at one time. I think it's going to be neat, and it's going to help the characters really kind of grow, and we'll continue to tell their backstory, and you'll find out things along the way about these characters, and maybe about their mythology and about where they came from and why they're there over the course of this season and future seasons.
Two last things before we let you go. I know you had a long-standing career doing some writing for the WWE, and we're here in Chicago. It's one of the biggest markets for that company. I just want to know
Chicago. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No
Chicago
problem.
is the best wrestling city in the country. I will tell you that. It is, for sure. The best wrestling fans in the country are from Chicago, maybe the world.
Yes. I just wanted to know, as a writer, what was some of your favorite memories as far as Chicago shows that you got to write for?
Oh gosh, I mean, definitely WrestleMania 22 for sure was a huge highlight for me. There's nothing like that Allstate Arena, man. That place gets rocking. It is probably the loudest, most fun thing. I want to say, I think that we did a ladder match there one time with Edge. I think. I'm not 100% sure. It's hard for me to remember when I'm on the road. I was on the road so much, did so many episodes of a million different shows. But I will tell you that every time I went to a show in Chicago, it was an experience. It was fun, and the Chicago wrestling fans are honest, and they will let you know what they like and what they don't like, and they'll let you know loudly. But the best part about it is that they are so much fun, and those are some of my greatest memories. Oh, another great one for me was Bob Barker. I always loved Bob Barker. Came to Chicago. That was a fun one. And I also have great memories of working backstage there because there just wasn't a whole lot of room in that arena to do things. But I usually would sneak out and spend the entire night in the crowd amongst the people, listening to them and having fun with them, because that's really when you can put a pulse on if what you're doing is good in professional wrestling and how the people of the great city of Chicago respond.
One last thing before we let you go, and I always ask our guests this, what does pro wrestling mean to you personally? And if you have anything to say to your fans in the listening audience, what would you tell them?
Pro wrestling to me is a love affair. It's something that I have grown up with, that I've loved, that I've been passionate with since I was born. I've had family members that loved it. Like I said, my great grandmother used to watch pro wrestling, and it's something that has brought me a lot of enjoyment in my life. It's brought me around the world. To all different countries. I've got to see all different cities, meet all different kinds of people. But I, like a lot of people out there, are passionate about my wrestling. I want good wrestling, and I want something that's that's cool, and I don't want to be insulted. And I think that's what we're trying to do here with Lucha Underground is bring something different for those fans that feel left out, and put a modern twist on an old thing. Make it a little bit more cool, a little bit more fun, and a little bit more exciting. But everybody out there, I guess I would just say, if you love wrestling like I do, give Lucha Underground a chance. Check it out. It's really cool, and stick with it because it just keeps getting better and better. And that's really it. I never thought I'd be back in the wrestling business. About 4 years ago, I pretty much decided I was done with it. But when this project came along and I had the opportunity to work with somebody like Mark Burnett and Robert Rodriguez and the Rey Network and all the creative, talented people that are involved in this project, I just couldn't say no. So I'm happy to be back, and I guess I learned a lesson is to never say never. So I hope that everybody tunes in tonight and rides with us and enjoys Lucha Underground on the Rey Network at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. And it's going to be an honor to cover this great program. I'd like to be the home of covering Lucha Underground. I'm definitely going to support the show as much as I can. Best of luck to the project and all you guys. And Chris, it's an honor to have you on the show today.
No, thank you for having me so much. I'm very excited to have had this opportunity. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and I would love to come back and talk more Lucha whenever you want.
Anytime, man. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Oh,